In the final years, the world saw her everywhere, yet she had never felt more alone. By the early 1960s, Marilyn Monroe was no longer just a star. She was a symbol under pressure, and symbols are rarely allowed to rest. On the surface, her life still looked extraordinary. Photo shoots, public appearances, film projects, headlines that never stopped. But beneath that surface, time felt unstable. Days blurred, nights stretched endlessly. Routine disappeared. Her body was tired, her mind was exhausted, and expectations kept growing. Work became inconsistent, not because she didn't care, but because caring required energy she no longer had. Sleep came in fragments, focus slipped away without warning. Anxiety made simple tasks feel overwhelming. Studios grew impatient, delays were framed as irresponsibility, absences were labeled unprofessional. No one asked how much effort it took for her to show up at all. The industry wanted results, not explanations. Marilyn felt the shift. She could sense trust eroding, support thinning, tolerance fading. The same system that had built her now watched closely for signs of collapse. Health issues intensified, physical pain mixed with emotional strain. Medication became routine, not as escape, but as survival. The balance between relief and dependence grew fragile. Each adjustment brought new uncertainty. She was aware of it and afraid of it, yet stopping felt impossible. Isolation deepened. Relationships became unstable. People came and went. Some wanted access, some wanted control. Very few offered consistency. Trust felt dangerous. Attachment felt risky. Loneliness settled quietly, then stayed. Even in crowded rooms, she felt separate. Conversations passed around her, not through her. Fame made connection harder, not easier. Everyone saw the icon, few reached the person. She tried to reclaim stability, new projects, new routines, fresh starts. Each attempt carried hope and pressure. Hope that this time would be different, pressure not to fail again. The media watched closely. Every move was interpreted, every hesitation magnified. Articles speculated about her mental state, her reliability, her future. The narrative was no longer curious, it was anticipatory, waiting for something to go wrong. That awareness weighed heavily on her. Being watched while struggling creates a unique fear. Mistakes feel permanent, weakness feels dangerous. There is no safe space to recover quietly. Marilyn wanted peace, not silence, peace. Moments without performance, without expectation, without judgment. But peace was never scheduled. It didn't fit into contracts or headlines. Her sense of time became distorted. The future felt uncertain. The past felt heavy. The present felt fragile. She oscillated between wanting to disappear and wanting to be understood completely. Neither felt achievable. Those around her noticed changes, fatigue, withdrawal, emotional swings. Some tried to help, others backed away. Support systems weakened at the moment they were most needed. Public affection remained strong but distant. Applause does not comfort when the lights go off. Admiration does not replace safety. She carried the weight quietly. There were still flashes of brilliance, moments where her presence filled a room, where her intelligence and sensitivity surfaced clearly. Those moments reminded people who she was and reminded her of what she was losing. But sustaining them became harder. The pressure to hold everything together became unbearable. Smiling required effort. Showing up required courage. Existing under constant expectation required strength that was slowly draining away. The final years were not defined by failure. They were defined by exhaustion. Exhaustion from performing, from being misunderstood, from carrying an image that left no room to be human. The world continued to demand clarity while offering none, answers while ignoring questions, perfection while denying rest. Marilyn felt herself slipping between roles, star, woman, symbol, without a place to land. And still the cameras waited. The tragedy of her final years was not sudden, it was gradual, a slow narrowing of options, a quiet erosion of resilience, a life lived under observation without relief. She was not giving up, she was running out of strength. The world would later debate what happened, analyze timelines, assign blame, create theories. But in those final moments, there was no mystery. There was a woman who had been carrying too much for too long, a life that had never slowed down enough to heal, a fame that had demanded everything and returned very little. Her story did not end because she lacked talent or ambition or love for her craft. It ended because the cost became too high. And the most painful truth? By the time the world realized how fragile she had become, it had already taken everything she had left to give. What remained was silence, and a question that still lingers. What if someone had protected her instead of the image? That question echoes long after the final frame fades to black.